Greetings, YouTubers. It is Thursday, June 18th, 2020, and I have I've moved camp. So, I bought property. I think in my last video, I mentioned that I purchased property in Colorado, just underneath Blanca Peak. It's about, I don't know, 3 or 4 miles north of the town of Blanca, and about 15 miles east of Alamosa. Alamosa is kind of, the bigger town in the area. They have a Walmart and shopping and hospitals, which brings me to my next update. Is that I spent a week in the San Luis Valley Hospital. I was experiencing some stomach pain, and at first I thought, okay, it's just the flu, and I'll just tough this out and it'll pass, and no fever, nothing like that, and then the pain was just escalating exponentially, and it got to the point where I was ready to throw in the towel and go find help. So I did, and I went into San Luis Valley Hospital, and walked in the door, and they asked me a couple of questions. The next thing I knew, I was in surgery, and they found an intestinal blockage, and which they corrected, and surgically, and everything's fine. And of course, they saw some of my high blood pressures. You guys already know about those. I had one that was 215 over 125, I think, while I was in there. Of course, I was in quite a bit of distress. I mean, I've had kidney stones, and anybody that knows about kidney stones know that they are not pleasant. And this had the kidney stones beat hands down. I was in a lot of pain. So anyway, make a short story even longer. They, they gave me some medication, knocked me out, and repaired the intestinal blockage, and I'm fine. I did good. And but the blood pressure thing was something that they had to battle even after the surgery was over. I had some pretty elevated peak temperatures. All of that to say is that they kind of messed with some medications, and ultimately landed on a suite of 3 pills. Here I am trying to get rid of pills, and now I've got to take like 3 different blood pressure medications. But the good news is that my blood pressure is finally controlled. I had some blood pressures that were 114 over 68 kind of stuff. I mean, my blood pressure has come way down, which has left me feeling kind of tired, I guess. My body's just not used to having this kind of low blood pressure. So I'm kind of reacclimating to the new paradigm in terms of my body condition, but I'm feeling better. I still have a couple of wounds here on my side here where they went in to work on me. They first thought it was appendix, but it wasn't. It was they did a CAT scan, I guess, and that's how they found out what it was, and got it all taken care of. But so I was in the hospital for about a week, a little less than a week. I think it was 5 or 6 days, and I've been out now. It'll be 2 weeks this Sunday, and recovering, and moving camp was really hard. I have never been so fatigued in my whole life, and it took some real effort for me to push through that and pack up camp. And packing up camp has gotten a little more complicated than it has been in the past, because I've got the motorcycle now, which means that I have to remove this bed that I'm sitting on and bring the motorcycle in here and put the bed in Tally-Ho. Yeah, out that way, I think. No, out that way. And, just kind of reshuffle stuff. So there's some pretty labor-intensive things that I have to do. Plus, fold up the tables, roll up the carpets, and pull up the stakes, all that good stuff. And all of that to say that I was wiped, man. I mean, it really kicked my butt. So But I got through it. I got it done, and have moved to a BLM area about 4 miles northwest of Poncha Springs in Colorado. And beautiful area. It reminds me a lot of Santa Fe National Forest. Same kind of, pinyon trees, junipers, and just a really nice area. 8,100 feet, give or take, in terms of altitude. Temperatures have been warm. It's like 83 is going to be the high today, so I'm in my shorts again. And, I'm trying to escape the quartzite heat. It seems to be following me around. I guess it's nowhere close to quartzite. This is nothing like 106. I'll take 83 any day. And there's light breezes up here. It's a beautiful area. I've got, a couple of frames here to share with you. Give you an idea what it looks like. But it's a beautiful spot. Crowded. A lot of people here. I came up on I want to say, it was on a weekend. I think it was Saturday. And just to kind of scout the area out. It's only about 100 miles north of where I was camped in Blanca Peak. So just to kind of have an advance idea of what the area is going to look like and all of that, I came up and kind of scouted the area. Pretty rugged road in. It's about 3 miles of, I'm not going to call it gravel road. It's dirt and rock and rut. And it's a pretty rugged road. In fact, I'm in a 4-wheel drive, and I was losing traction pulling the trailer up some of these roads to get in where I finally camped. And and it's a busy place. There's a lot of people here. It's nice because there's trees, the low pinyon pines and juniper, which kind of make it feel a lot more private than it is. But there are people probably, I don't know, less than 100 yards away from where I'm camped. But I don't hear them. I can't see them. And that's really all I care about. I'm next to a road, so there's traffic that goes by. You might hear a car or two come by as we're chatting here, but I love it so far. It's a beautiful area. Poncha Springs is probably, it's 4 miles away, so it's a very short drive. Salida, which is the next biggest town, is probably another 5 miles past that, and it's got a Walmart and gas stations and all of that stuff. So got some convenience and some beautiful area here. Already made the first payment on my property. I can't believe it's almost 6 acres, 5 3/4 of an acre, and it's right below Blanca Peak. You look out, and there's the mountain right there, and there's antelope in the area, and elk, and I'm sure there's other wildlife, coyotes and whatnot. So I'm really excited about next spring and being able to start construction. So from now until next spring, I'm going to be trying to save as much money as I can, so that when I get here next spring, I'll have enough to kind of launch into it. There's some things that you gotta do up front, like you gotta get plans, and I don't really feel qualified to draw my own. I may read up on that and change my mind, but right now I'm planning on buying plans, and they run anywhere from $500 to about $1,000, depending on where you get them and complexity of the design and all that good stuff. I've drawn a design. I have an idea of what I want to look like. It's about 900 square feet, give or take a little bit, and central fireplace, terrarium off the back of the house, and simple, but designed in a way that will maximize resources and reduce my need to rely on fossil fuels, and be growing my own vegetables. I have my own garden, and the terrarium is probably about 1/6 of the total square footage, so it's not tiny, but it's not huge. So I can grow a few vegetables, herbs, that kind of thing in there. So I'm really looking forward to it, excited about it. Planning on staying here in this area north of Poncha Springs for the full term, 2 weeks, and then heading up to either Leadville or Pawnee National Grasslands. Might skip Leadville and just go right to Pawnee, and that's a lot closer to where my kids live, so I'll be able to drive down and visit with them. My daughter, my oldest daughter, is coming up on Sunday. It's a 3-hour drive from where she is, but she's going to come up and spend the day with me, so I'm really excited about that. Love you, dear. I'm looking forward to seeing you. And so that's the update on that. Started another drawing, kind of another tropical scene, banana trees and stuff like that. I don't know what all the details are, and I haven't gotten that far along on it. I'd show it to you if I had more to show. But and then I've got a couple of pictures that I've taken here, and might be a couple from Blanca Peak, a sunset or two, and I'll try to include those. And that'll bring you up to speed. So I'm doing great. I'm happy. I am finally out of pain with that stomach thing, and looking forward to starting on the house, and really excited about that. So, anyway, love you guys. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for stopping by and listening to yet another diatribe of mine. And yeah, I think that's it. So I'll keep you posted. See you later.